Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Chupacabra's Lair. I'm your host, Larry the Chupacabra, and today we're going to be checking out some more early access gamification, starting out with some Osiris New Dawn, which is made by Fenix Fire, and this is a survival sim, or a new survival sim. I know they're a dime a dozen, but stick with me. This is a game that's kind of like playing in a super future Martian situation where humans have created, you know, fold warping technology, and now we're scattering out throughout the universe, and we've sort of crash landed on this planet, and we need to, you know, build a little colony and try to survive and get off world. And that's what we're gonna be doing today, or at least starting to do. This is a pre-early access build of the game for beta testing purposes, given out for video coverage. And we're gonna jump in here to some single player. I'm gonna delete my old character. And we have a couple of options here. The factions in this game are pretty simple. If you're from the United Nation of Earth, you're really good at teamwork, having some of the latest technology, and working in unison to do stuff. Good choice for multiplayer. Or you have the option to play as an Outlander, which is more like a rogue space pirate mercenary. Really good at surviving alone, but don't have quite as cool a technology, because they're kind of scavengery. And then you've got a bunch of classes, but currently they only have scientists available, which are good at rockets and other parts of like spacecraft technology. You can also be a marine, good at killing people, or an engineer, good at machines, or ranger, which is really good at exploring, but I'm gonna stick with scientist because obviously that's the only choice I have right now. And I'm gonna tweak around with some of my colors because the default ones for like kind of like an outlaw pirate are a little bit on the giant red and glowy side, and I kind of prefer a more muted color. And then I'm going to change my glowing bits to kind of like a purpley blue, because that's the closest I can get to a kind of blue color. And I'm going to name this character Bacon, because why not? And then I'm also going to turn the aliens down on the planet, because they can get a little bit overwhelming depending on where we decide to explore. And then I guess the universe we'll play this in will be the cryptid universe. So we'll just load in here, and our adventure will begin. And you know, this isn't really the biggest of games for what it gives you inside the gaming universe, or at least how it feels inside the game. Because it is pretty big. Like, if you look at this, Proteus 2, third moon of the Theseus Prime planet, day 1, and you can just see, this is definitely a game that has the whole awe and majesty thing down pat. Unfortunately, we have damaged our suit when we reach this planet, so that means we gotta whip out the old duct tape and give her the old patcharoo. And yeah, that's basically all we're given to start out with. We just have a few boxes of supplies, a robot, and a very disturbing alien environment. And it looks like this is actually the same environment that I was in before when I tested the game. So that, to me, I guess that implies... Ooh, I'm having some little jitters here. To me, that implies that this game is not procedurally generated. This is probably the same map, so whenever they get like a wiki together, you'll be able to find all the hidden goodies. And it's full of aliens and murder, and there's some tree things over there. There's like a ostrich thing, and that's a giant scared crab monster. And the first thing I have been doing when I tested this game out is I go up to this bad boy, and I've nicknamed my robot, Benji. Benji like a dog. And I'm gonna let him stay right here. I don't really have a reason to have him follow me. I don't know what his energy resources are, but I assume the blue bar is energy, and when he runs out, he stops being useful, except for being like a portable storage container. So, first thing we need to do is we gotta follow our little missions indicator in the upper corner in order to progress in the game and kind of have it lead us along in what we need to do. And one of the things that the game recommends we do is check out the third person, because we have some really cool weapons and stuff that look even sweeter in the third person. Like we've got like a little military gun here, a little military rifle we can run around with and murder people. This will be useful for defending ourselves against the aliens. This is our tech tool for repairing and modifying things. And then this is our chisel for gathering resources, as I'm sure you might imagine. So our first task is we need to open our inventory, and we need to build ourselves an inflatable habitat in order to save the game so that we can go ahead and start progressing. Now, I have run into one bug in this early stage of the game where it doesn't seem that saving matters all that much. Like, if you die, you just kind of get back up in the spot where you dropped, but you don't have any of the items in your inventory anymore. And you have to kind of like find your way back to base, and sometimes the spawn marker gets all wonky. But aside from like that happening one time, it's been pretty good so far. Like, the game hasn't given me any glitches or thrown me, you know, into space. And I gotta say, I really, you know, the one thing they've got down pat here, it's the majestic element of just, if you see it, you can go to it and piss around with it and, you know, possibly get murdered by whatever lives nearby. So right now, we need to build a forge if we go to our mission. So we need to go find materials to build a forge, which is located in our utilities. And we're going to need some iron, some titanium, and some plutonium. Now, I played for quite a bit earlier, and unfortunately, I was really not able to find much in the way of plutonium. What else can I build? I want to build one of these. I want to build an iron storage container. So let's get a shit ton of this iron. And that will allow us to dump all of our crap before we go out into the wild blue yonder. Because being encumbered is a very big problem in this game. Or I mean, it's not a huge problem, but it's a problem that can obviously get you killed. And the best way to avoid that is to simply not get murdered. And leave all of our stuff at home. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to start building out my little colony. And, you know, build a storage box to store everything. So in this game, it's a lot like a lot of zombie games where you have to be careful what you do come nighttime. You kind of want to be back at base somewhere safe so that, you know, things don't decide to eat you. Because certain scarier monsters come out in the nighttime. Although when I was playing earlier, there were more monsters, I think, but none of them tried to eat me. Although there is one I'd love to show you, but maybe not this episode, that will remind you of Jodorowsky's Dune. Or not, who made the original Dune? It wasn't Jodorowsky, I don't think. That was another version of Doom. I'm gonna bring some of this food with me. I'll leave these baked... Actually, I'm gonna take the baked potatoes. And a water. And I'll leave the rest of this stuff here, I think. Minus the medkits. The medkits, I feel, should probably come with me. Because you don't know if you're gonna get murdered at any one point. Yeah, that should do for right now. Let's go back inside and save, so that if we do die, we come back. There we go. And I do know, from experience, that there is titanium this direction. You're gonna need quite a bit of it, it looks like. I still am not 100% sure where the plutonium is. So I went that direction. I went that direction. Went that direction. So I'm going to go straight this direction after I get to the titanium. And hopefully we encounter some plutonium along the way. And it's interesting that you actually have to pick up some of this iron because you can pick up most of this stuff just by smacking it with your hammer. Kind of makes me wonder what the point of picking some of it up in the first place is. So I'm gonna see what... Oh, we don't have a jetpack. We got jet booties. Ooh. Well, that is kind of fancy looking. Okay. So that's kind of neat. I'll go ahead and pull out my gun for easy access in case we run into any unsavory aliens out in the wasteland. And basically what you have to worry about in the game for running around is it seems like you get tired to some extent. And you get too hot when you run around and you get sick and tired. And your oxygen depletes to the point where it becomes lethal, I guess is the best way to describe it. It's weird to me that you'd be able to suck down enough oxygen in your suit to prevent your suit from making more. But then again, I've never been, you know, space exploring. At least not before now. Spend a lot of time in the old Space Academy. But, you know, they did sell us at the Space Academy, at least when we entered, on the prospect of a lot of, like, beautiful, large, majestic planets with floating weird rocks and the possibility of blue monkey alien sex. You know, the monkey blue people that fly around with, like, tentacles coming out of their hair. Yeah, we were promised that, but I didn't quite get any of that, which is a little unfortunate. And by the way, that is a giant dead thing skeleton over there. That's like a giant sea thing. So just be aware that there is the potential for massive, terrifying monstrosities that will try to eat your face. And yeah, that's all I really got. We're just on the hunt for some titanium. Let's see, what do they tell us at the Academy? Well, step 1 of alien exploration, don't have sex with the locals, because they tend to try and lay their eggs inside your body, which can result in violent eruptions of your genitals, exploding everywhere, and weird mutant, like, squid babies that you don't really want to pay alimony on being everywhere. So it's fine if you do a little bit of petting, but don't hump the aliens, it's danger time. Ooh. The hell was that? That is... something just, like, erupted out of the ground. What the hell is that thing? It's like a giant beetle or something. Yeah, it's like a giant cricket beetle. I'm gonna say I probably don't want to tangle with anything that big. I've killed some of the wildlife, and the vast majority of it seems remarkably tame. But so far, ooh, something else just landed. Okay, it's another giant cockroach. That's a crab monster, a young crab monster at that. Yeah, I don't really feel like I want to tangle with too much of the wildlife, because the locals, not the best. Oh, what is this? I got some copper over here, it looks like. I think I still need some of that, actually. It looks like, just like in No Man's Sky, the best way to get around is to just do a little sprint and then start jetpacking around. Alright. That's fine. Sounds legit. So if I was Plutonium, where would I hide? Let's try by that tree-looking thing over there. I'm sure that's a thing that everyone can get behind, or at least under the shade of. And that kind of looks like a desert over there. Yeah. A random desert. Okay. Okay, so a lot of these almost like Monument National Park style formations of like rock. That's kind of nifty. There is also those like mushroom looking trees off in the distance back at the base. But I gotta say, the one thing I'm enjoying probably above all else in this game is the sheer fact that if you can see something in the distance that looks like it's useful, you can go mess with it. Ooh, that is green. Oh, please be plutonium. I really, really need it. Can I harvest you? Doesn't look like you're considered material. Okay, so it looks like we finally found some plutonium. Only took me about an hour of total playtime. Oh wait, did it disappear? Oh no, it's plutonium. Oh, this is rare. I'm gonna get as much as I can carry. Oh, I'm encumbered. Dang it. I guess I'll have to drop some of this. Okay, I guess that does not kosher with the kids at home. Alright, but yeah, we kind of explored this world. We found some plutonium. Hopefully now I'll be able to craft a forge back at the base. And I think I'll actually do that before this episode is over. So on the plus side, I do have a little marker that shows me where spawn is, and I can change those markers. I haven't quite figured that out yet. This game came with a little guidebook for us content creators. Yeah, that was kind of neat. So now we just have to go back to base and build that forge and see about maybe making some more advanced items and technology next time. So that's pretty sweet. I might tweak the game settings in the future if I play with other people or start a new save to maybe have some of these materials not quite be so rare and far apart. Well, good news. My little house is very white and very easy to spot on the distance or in the horizon. You know what? I feel like we should piss something off this episode before we kind of end off and show you guys what some of the combat looks like. Ooh, there's a little sand guy. There's a little sand sharky. Come here, you. I want to murder you. Where you at? Where'd you hide? It's like a little ground thing. It's a larval skelopod. It kind of looks like a terrifying facehugger. It's like a vagina-faced, nutsack-backed facehugger is what this looks like. And if so, like, good on you guys for putting in some, you know, relevant sci-fi references. I always appreciate that. God, those things are gross looking. Which is why I like to shoot them. And they also give you alien meat. And one of the few things I do remember from the survival course at the old Space Academy, before becoming a crazy space pirate, is that, alien meat, really good stuff. You just gotta make, like a thing in order to cook it so you don't poison yourself. Because, you know, dying of barfing and pooping yourself to death, like, right off the bat, not really the highest of my to-do list. What is Benji doing? Is he fighting something over here? Oh, is that a dead thing on my roof? What is that? Oh no, that's just part of the inflatable dome. Looks like Benji's just been chilling out. So we killed a thing, we found ourselves some plutonium, and we should now be able to build ourselves a forge. Actually, let's build this on the other side this will just be our building section. Yep, that'll do just fine. Okay, so now we have a forge. Benji is patrolling, probably killing things. I don't know what that blue thing is, that blue bar of his. I don't have a way to charge him yet, so hopefully that's not a big deal. In fact, let's test what the multi-tool lets us do to him. I can access his inventory and store stuff, but I don't really need to do that. Alright, well, let's see what... Well, I guess we'll see what the forge does next time. I'm not really super concerned with that right now. It looks like... Oh, so it just lets me refine stuff into more refined materials. Like I can make a gun. Or I can make ammo, or make a shovel. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So we'll get to that stuff next time. It looks like a sandstorm is being kicked up. So I'm gonna pop into my little igloo, and I will catch you guys and gals next time. do not forget to like and subscribe. And, you know, share this with your friends. And let me think let me know what you think of Osiris New Horizon so far. It's feeling a little on the empty side, but at least there's stuff to craft, and it seems like there's a little bit more stuff to explore and discover. And there's actually a giant, terrifying thing that I'm going to show you next episode, so stay tuned. So until next time, I've been Larry. Good likey, subscribe thing. This has been Benji. I'll catch you guys later. Bye, everyone.